Yes. This idea of being crazy because of having a certain amount of design. I did design my own house, and Kirk Boyk was the architect that actually drew what I had designed. Now, it had a special heating system that recycled all the hot air from the top of the house down to the basement just using a simple vacuum system similar to the vacuum cleaners that are in walls for those of you that vacuum your homes. Yes. And reverse polarity roof so that it feels like the summertime in the house when you don't need to use the heat. Yes. And it had a number of other innovations, the use of different colored glass so as to affect the eyesight of my sons. Now, when you really care about somebody as much as I care about my sons, yes, I was concerned of how they were going to grow up. Yes, what kind of living environment they were going to be in. And this idea that, well, he's crazy. No, Gary's crazy. The guy that designed this thing where it was leaking water and the actual person that paid for it, yeah, he couldn't afford it. He thought, well, I don't really care. I mean, if you bought a Picasso, a Rembrandt, or a Van Gogh. Now I'm wanting to use the court system today. And I do want to sell the reverse polarity roof. See, when you change the polarity on magnets, yes, it pushes against each other. Yes. And then there is a way so that you can attach the roof. Right. It's a type of a reverse magnet shock system. Let's say you had shocks on a vehicle. Yes. That were connected to the electrical system of the vehicle itself. Yes. And you reverse the polarity, you would be bouncing on the reverse polarity of the magnet itself. It's a shock system that doesn't use, oh my gosh, look, there's another saleable item. Now, for all of you that drive in vehicles, this thought of connecting the electrical system to the actual shocks that have two magnets in it that support the frame of the vehicle, yeah, while at the same time pushing against the tires of the vehicle, yes, you're bouncing along the road and the polarity of the magnets, yes, absorbs the shock of driving on a road. Now, I have done a lot of design about vehicles. Yes, yes. Now let's look at it just for a second. Okay. The roof of the flat roof house, yes. The reverse polarity, right. It pushes against each other. You turn the polarity back down, oh, very slow, and it causes magnets to be attracted to each other, thereby increasing the amount. Well, these little 6 feet arms that you put on your fucking shed, pooch. Yeah, that was really good. Thanks to a series of wheels 6 feet in diameter, the Bloomberg building will be able to expand on command. What if you put two magnets this size? Yes, and your reverse polarity. A magnet has an immense amount of lifting power. Now, I know you designed this to expand on command, but I designed my house to expand on command. Now, I'm going to want to look at the shock industry today. Yes, those gas shocks. Let's say I designed a semi truck called the Wobbler. It uses the concept. In fact, I have it in here, right here. I can show you how it works. It doesn't use any petroleum fuel. It doesn't have any hydraulics. It's, well, it uses electricity. Yes, and that goes to a generator, right? That turns the wheels. The wheels are turning. Now, get me the shocks. Okay. Well, I know. You're saying that if your car's battery runs out of electricity, it will still move by itself. The electrical system in most vehicles, excuse me, for all of you that's ever driven a vehicle without any electricity in the actual electricity system of the vehicle, the thought that these two magnets, and probably not bigger than two cell phones, yes, let's say this is a cell phone and this is a magnet and then this is a cell phone, and I put two electrical wires on it, yes, and I reverse the polarity. There's a possibility that you could drive down the road without feeling a bump anywhere. Let's say you're in New York City, shut up, and you have a large number of potholes, and you wonder why it is that I keep bouncing up and down the road because of the shops. Because of the sensor available to know the amount of polarity necessary because of the driving conditions, you would not feel a pothole on any street in New York City if you had my new kind of shocks.